Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Saturday, October 26th, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 67 is Super Monkey Ball 2. Super Monkey Ball is one of the dumbest, most fun game concepts I've ever played. You throw monkeys in gigantic balls and tilt the universe on an axis to roll around the levels, collecting bananas and dodging traps to navigate them to a goal. The game is, short of getting extremely loose with the definition, the absolute highest ranked arcade-style game on the list. So if you like those, this is it. The ranking is officially for the second game in the franchise, but it's really holding down the fort for both the first two. They're basically the same game, mechanically, but the sequel just has a little more stuff to do overall. There is a story to Super Monkey Ball. I'm sure I've beaten it for both titles, maybe even multiple times. Other than there's an evil baboon that really hates these monkeys, and he steals their bananas and threatens to blow up their island, I could not tell you absolutely anything about it. It's nonsense, and it's entirely unimportant outside of an excuse to travel to new settings for different level designs. And that's okay with me. The campaign has you playing through several worlds with many stages. The controls are extremely simple. You tilt the control stick. That's literally it. You might think this causes the monkey and the ball to move in a direction, but what it's actually doing is tilting the world itself, allowing you to build up momentum and do all sorts of fun stuff. The physics of the game are actually really great. The level variety is top-notch, and each of these levels has, of course, different layouts, but they can have all sorts of different obstacles and other puzzly aspects to them. There's a timer at the top of the screen, and if you don't get to the goal at the end within the time limit, you lose the stage. You also lose anytime you fall into the endless emptiness below and have to start over. Most levels are actually pretty easy to complete, with way more time than you need to do it, if you're just looking to get to the goal. There's a few that are a little tricky, but once you understand their gimmick, it's pretty smooth sailing. The challenge and really fun of this game is trying to beat your high scores, and that's where the bananas come in. You get points for each banana you collect, but your score is also in part determined by the amount of time remaining on the clock. So not only are you pressured to collect all of these bananas, you need to do it fast, with crazy physics going on and loads of things in your way. There's levels that are like roller coasters, but there's also levels riddled with speed bumps and moving platforms and all sorts of things. Navigating those alone isn't that bad, but trying to puzzle through them how to reach all of the bananas, some of which I actually still don't know how to get, it feels impossible, and maybe it is and it's like a red herring, I don't know. But it's really difficult to do it quickly. But it's also loads of fun. In some ways, it's like a real-time puzzle game, but it's very fast-paced and will punish you immediately for mistakes. I love the feeling of learning and getting better at something difficult, especially when the game makes it very clear when I messed up, because you messed up when you fall off the level and die, and you go, don't do that. And then you learn. It's great. You learn a lot in Super Monkey Ball. Remember I said fall off and die? Yeah, it's going to happen a whole lot, constantly, actually, unless you're, maybe I suck, but yeah, constantly. As fun as all that is, it's ultimately not even the thing I spent the most time on in the game. Despite owning a pool table at one point, I think there's a very real chance I've played more pool in Super Monkey Ball than I have in real life. There are a ton of minigames in Super Monkey Ball, and most of them are really fun. Basically, if there's a ball in something, it's relatively safe to bet it's got a minigame between the two titles. The pool games are a lot of fun because the physics work pretty well, but what's even better about it is the idea that all of the balls are still monkeys. Even the cue ball has a monkey. Every time the balls hit each other, the monkeys yell out and make funny sounds. It's spectacular. You start off with a handful of mini games unlocked, and you can earn more by playing the story mode a whole bunch, which I did not do on this new file just to record this stuff. Some other highlights are the baseball game, a flying dog fighting game not unlike multiplayer in Star Fox 64, bowling, where you can do regular bowling, or special lanes that like move around a ton and have like they're curved or warped, and it's crazy and none of it works, which I think that's what makes it fun. So those are great. I love those, and they're really hard. And most importantly, my favorite is the fighting game. You've got a gigantic boxing glove, and you can charge it up, making it even bigger, and then let it shoot out in front of you on a spring. The idea is to knock the other monkeys out of the ring, earning points each time you do. There's a few different arenas for this, but I'm showcasing my favorite one here, which has collapsible walls that occasionally stand themselves back up, allowing for hectic moments where everyone just ricochets around a whole bunch, and you never really know what's going to happen until a wall gives out. Then there's also power-ups you can pick up that make things even more hectic, like basically turning your boxing glove into brass knuckles instead, which is great. The mini games are awesome. The story mode is fantastic, although the story less so, but Super Monkey Ball is great. Join me tomorrow as I talk about my 66th favorite game, where someone spilled their dating simulator into my tactical combat game. And there's book club.